joining us
Thank
today.
you for having us.
Yes.
Hearing that, what an honor to be a part of this.
Thank you. So it's such an honor to meet you guys in person. I mean, we've been communicating a little bit on the internet, online, email, and Facebook, but it's so nice to actually be here in Los Angeles at the Biltmore.
Yeah.
And I'm just so excited to hear. I have so many questions for all of you. So let's dive right in.
All right,
So
let's do it.
Yeah.
So let's just start by just introducing yourself and anything you want to share just to kick it off. Let's start with Whitney.
Okay, yeah, I'm Whitney Kamryn. I've been a court reporter for the last 20 years, and let's see, I started my career as a deposition reporter for about a year and a half, and then I went into court, and I worked for LA Superior Court for 5 years, and I was an official. And then the last almost 13 years, we've been running KW Court Reporting. We had our own agency, and then the last few years, while doing that, I'm also Judge Judy's court reporter on her show called Judy Justice, and so I've gotten to do that, and that's been fun.
Did she change it from Judge Judy to Judy Justice?
Well, she retired from Judge Judy, and then Amazon Prime picked her up and wanted to do a show, and so she said, hey, if I'm going to do a new show, I want a real court reporter, I want a real clerk, I want this to be more like a real courtroom setting.
Wow.
And so it's a brand new show, so it's called Judy Justice, and it's on Amazon Prime. And yeah, so she has a clerk, and she has me as a court reporter. She's a bailiff, and we hear cases.
And it's
so
like real.
They're all real cases, yes.
So she actually is making.
Oh yeah, and she was a real judge in New York. Yeah, everyone always asks that. And she was a real judge in New York. She was actually a family law judge, which is my specialty. I was in family law for 5 years.
Okay.
And when I worked for LA Superior Court, and then she got discovered at 52 years old, and then she became a TV judge, and so she's been doing that now for like 30 years. So,
Yeah,
And I get when I'm out now, I get confused from my sister. They're like, "Are you the court reporter from Judge Judy?" I'm like, "I am."
I think she's got recognized more than me.
I've actually got recognized more than it's too hard to like. No, but I'm her identical twin. But I'm actually also a court reporter. So I'm like, yes, I am. And they go, are you actually reporting? And I said, I am. Yes, I am. Yeah. And then keep it moving. Yeah, we're identical twins. Yeah, we're 1 minute apart. Identical twins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
At one point, we did not think we looked that much alike. We were like, there's no way we're identical. So we went and had our DNA tested, the cotton
just because we were,
we were like, sure.
Confirm.
And it came back, we are identical twins. Yeah.
So you can actually confirm that through a test. I didn't
DNA test.
DNA
We did
test,
the cotton swab. And so we always knew we were, we thought we were identical. My mom said we were identical.
But mom didn't think we were. She didn't think we looked that much alike.
But that's what the doctor said when we were born. And then so she was like, I don't know. I think you guys might be fraternal.
You don't look alike.
So
And
we
the
did take a DNA
actually,
test, and they said they'd come back we're identical.
No
way.
I always thought it was just like, oh, they look exactly. There's
no. There's an egg splitting. There's
a whole
twins.
And I've read many books. Yeah, there's actually so much more.
So we
to
wanted
it.
to. We were really going to be devastated.
Yeah.
We were fraternal.
We're like, we've been living this identical twins.
Results came out.
Because we used to switch classes in high school. We used to go meet in the bathroom. It's like pre-cell phone, like if you can imagine with our kids, we'd meet in the bathroom, switch our clothes, let them in jackets, and then we'd go to each other's classrooms. And there's like there's no turning back. Like,
there's no turning back. No emergency turn.
Yeah, you're not like And she actually got stuck doing a speech for me in my Spanish class, and there's no like abort. There was like pagers back then. Like there was no. I had to do the speech. It was the whole thing.
Oh my gosh. I love how you guys, I love the vibe of you together. And it's very
do you know what they call us in the legal field when we first started our company?
What?
The Twinadoes.
Yeah,
the first time we went to an event and we were like socializing, just being ourselves. Someone goes, what just happened to us? They go, that was like the Twinadoes.
Yeah, it's kind of come in, it's a lot. It's
13 years later, they still call us the Twinadoes when we walk in a room.
Because as running a firm together and being together all the time, growing up together, and as siblings always, get into fights, and maybe not all siblings have the best relationship. So how have you navigated that to be able to stay close and to build that bond so that you can also do business together?
Well, you know what? It's been a really fun. The thing is we get to do so many cool things being business owners, and we've gotten to travel and do a lot of conferences and traveling and stuff. And we both have our own families, and so when we've over the years gotten to go do all these little things together, we always go, oh my God, how lucky are we? It's like
because people think we're together all the time. Plus we're twins. Plus we own a business. We go, we actually don't see each other much. I mean, we're like adults who like own our
so we're like,
families.
we got a conference in Mexico. The two of us fly off, and we're like, bye to our families, and we go, oh my god.
We get on the plane. We're like, oh my god, this is happening. We're like, we're back together, and we were like,
we're working. Bye, husband, and kids, everybody.
And we would constantly say, I cannot believe. We would have so much fun.
Yeah.
And
so
it was like we were like
the two of us get to like go out and hang out.
Yeah.
And it was like it was work, and it was really his work, but like.
But if we didn't have our business, we wouldn't be traveling together. Like we would just be with our own families, our kids.
Right.
But we're like, hey,
it's like
hey, we're going to a conference this weekend, and we're like, Whitney, pack that. You know what? Here we go. We're going. Yeah. And then we're like, this will be fun.
We're going to Mexico.
Yeah, it's like so fun. I can't believe how lucky we got.
Specifically for court reporters, like the fact that we become independent contractors, we're basically thrown into running a business without. I thought I was just going to be typing all day.
Yeah, that's so true.
I didn't want to run a business.
Yeah.
But then in order to run it well, you have to like build a team.
Right. Yeah.
So without a co-founder, it's kind of like it's all on you. And I would become the bottleneck. Like with the podcast and stuff, I actually hired like a bunch of freelancers and to help with all different kinds of things. And then I became the bottleneck and it didn't work out. So it's just like so much failure and like fail. Yeah. When I say failure, I mean
trial and error.
Yeah, like fail forward.
Yeah. It's
I would like to say, I guess if you start a business, you have to realize when you go into it, how many people try to start businesses and how many fail and they don't succeed, and you have to go into the business like this is all I have.
Yeah.
Like there's no other option.
It's my life mission.
Like if I don't succeed in this, then I'll go broke and hungry. Like there should not be a backup plan. Like you just have to go into the business like I'm starting this, and this I'm going to support my family, and this how I'm going to go through life. But you can't start a business and think that there's a backup plan, or go, if it doesn't work, I guess I'll get money from my parents, or go back to this other job I have, or I guess I can do part-time doing this. If you're going to start a business, it has to be like that's your business. There's no other option. Like if you fail, then you're like destitute. You're not gonna feed yourself. Like it has to be like that's the only option. Otherwise, there's so many people, especially nowadays, starting businesses. And how do you set yourself apart? Then you have no backup plan. You just gotta think this is it, and there is no backup plan. This is if I don't do this, then I don't have a way to feed myself or my kids. It's like that's it. To look at the business. Otherwise, everybody would do it.
So did you start off working for another agency and then?
Oh yeah. We were working for other agencies, and like she was doing depots for agencies. I was doing depots for agencies. Then I did become an official. Then I got laid off, so now I'm working for other agencies.
And she was a court reporter first.
Yeah.
So it did not hurt when she got hired in court. So Golden Girl leaves, and then she gets hired, and then everybody's like, all the agencies are like devastated because they're like,
I was like, I'm going to court. I can't be your depot reporter anymore. And I was like,
then I call him like,
don't worry. Guess what?
Yeah,
I have an identical twin sister who's just getting out of court.
Yeah, so I'm a twin.
Replacement.
Whitney has a twin. I go, that's me. And I go, can you start tomorrow? Boom, got in, and it was like very easy to follow up with a reporter and my sister who was like known for being like the best of the best. Then I come in, I'm like, I'm her identical twin sister.
She just
like, what? And I just let it, and next thing I know,
so we were doing everything, but that was a good time. Cam was doing depots, I'm doing the trials, and so
when we started our business, it was so funny because I'd be like doing the we were the only two court reporters who worked for our business, so we was like I would do the depots. We didn't put any money into it. We just like kept making money from the transcript, putting it in. So I'd do the depots, and then it would go to trial. Whitney would take over, and the attorney's like, it was so nice having the same court reporter. We didn't have to end. We didn't have to do all the proper spellings, all this. I go, oh you had two court reporters. I'm like, no, you had two. I go, we're twins. Like they did not know that.
It was like how well you work together, like seamlessly, just sharing.
Sharing our dictionaries and the case info and turning info, and so we just kind of built our business. The two of us were just reporting everything, and clients were happy, and then we just kind of grew from there.
Was there ever a moment that like an attorney reached out to you guys directly instead of to whatever agency you were working for? And did you ever feel like because sometimes...
that's a good question. That's a really good question.
In the beginning it did. I mean, especially like working for my first agency, like I would never have betrayed her. She ended up selling, and at some point I felt it was a little bit of free game when I started to like start my own. But yeah, you do.
Because you know what? I use the word betraying, but because I feel like that's how reporters feel. Like I don't want to betray. Like, but
yeah,
it's so true. It's like you're loyal to your agency, but it's like technically, I mean, you are an independent contractor, and if you know, I mean, someone has to get a start somewhere. So yeah, it is an interesting.
Because if an attorney asks, like, can I have your business?
Yeah, and you're like, well, I don't want to say no because I kind of want their business, you know.
Well, I think that's interesting about the industry. What Whitney had done, like we really respect other agency owners, and
that's what I was gonna say. It's more of like it was the other side. So it's like I may not go, hey, I feel really weird. Here's the agency's info. You can request me.
I wouldn't do that.
But I was okay with the opposing counsel who did not hire us.
That's how we got hired.
That was where I would be like, okay, I'm okay giving you my information because I'm not betraying. You're not their client. Right. In fact, I don't know whose client you normally. I don't know who you normally would use. Mm-hmm. So I felt comfortable giving them my information. But for the person that hired us, that to me felt like crossing a line. And so I always say, no, just request me. Yeah. You know, so we went for the opposing counsel.
I think that there goes. There's something to be said about instilling loyalty with the people who work for you. If you're treating them well, respecting the industry, respecting the profession, giving back. I think that we were lucky because we did all that, and so no court reporter ever felt like it would be right to betray us or to take a client from us, right?
And how many court reporters do you have working for KW?
200.
200?
Like freelancers, not all.
But like our main,
your roster.
But then like our main court reporter group is like what 40 regulars that we kind of constantly have on.
So you have like a list of about 200 that you'll.
Nationwide,
blast out.
Yeah.
But I would say on average 50 every 50 every 2 weeks on a payroll, 50.
And do you yourselves still, like how often do you yourselves cover jobs?
The last time I took a job was when I was 5 months pregnant with my daughter, who is now 12. I remember that. It was Sevi, and the word was nutrients, and the word was nutrients,
it's like, and so I was taking trials and motions for clients all the way up until I started Judy Justice.
Yeah, she was. She like I think even had trial like the week before.
Yes, and all of a sudden I realized I can't do both because it was already like our attorneys. Some of them just they were so used to me doing their trials, and they really liked me doing their trials. You know, I'm doing daily.
She was already kind of like tapering down. Like this is too much, and then this she was like.
And so I was like, it was a lot, and I'd be just on the record all day, and I'm seeing my phone blow up and my emails, and I'm like, I can't do it. So then when I started Judy Justice, we taped 2 days a week, and so then I was like, I can't be doing this plus trials, but now I'm getting 2 days of trials covered to go film, and then I'm back the next week, then 2 days back to filming, and so that just became
and I was like
too much, and I go, I'm only into this. So now I've been doing that for 4 seasons. So now I've been doing it for 4 seasons. For a few years I've been on the show, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to take a break from reporting for clients. I'm going to report for the show.
Has anyone ever offered like, well, I want Whitney, I want Kamryn themselves, like, I'll pay an extra $10,000. Like,
no, because I would take it then. I would take it.
Wait a minute. I would easily get back into court reporting if that was the case.
No one's ever offered that. That's a hard thing when you do create such a personal brand. People like expect to see you. And it's like we started it where it was the two of us. You were always you're gonna encounter one of us at some point, you know. And then when we kind of were like, all right, no, we're running a business now. You're not gonna get one of us. That wasn't really hard. So I kept doing some motions and trials and our top clients, and I still enjoyed it. I really do love to report. Like, kind of miss my machine right now. It's been a while, but yeah, it's like. They expect it, and so you do lose some clients where they're like, I left this other agency because I was getting you know, and now if you're not talking to me, I'll just go back.
In the beginning, they lost his client. Like, I actually would drive out to like Tarzana, that's something crazy far. I think it was a client you actually knew, but brought to us. He really did trials, and I would drive out there, and then they got mad because all of a sudden we hired Kathy, and we didn't answer the emails, and I said, well, that's because I was at your partner's depot like all day, like Tarzana. He's like, well, part of why we liked using you guys, it was like, you're the one actually who responded. I was like, yeah, but we're actually the ones report. I said, I can't believe you. This is this attorney's partner. I said, but I drove out 4 hours to your depot to take it, but your max, I didn't respond to the email. I had to have my, cousin who we just hired respond. He's like, but it was just nice being able to like email the owner and get a response. I'm like, I'm in your office taking your depot, so like, would you prefer me not to take your depot and respond to the email?
That's what's hard when you start a business. They want you, and then
they want you in all capacities.
Oh yeah, and that's like 13 years later. Still, God, I just the other day I was at a networking event, and I'm talking to this one attorney, like and we've traveled and we're friends with her, and she goes, well, I go, why aren't you using us yet? We're like good friends, and we travel together. Oh, why use so and so? Because if I can't get you, then I'm not going to use you. I'm like, but you're using this other agency that's not even court reporter owned. So you're just getting, you don't even know who they are. So don't you want to support us? And it was like, oh, I don't know. But it's like people just assume if I'm going to use this court reporting owned company, I want to get.
And we're pretty good about that. Like,
are you still filming? Because Cameron's in front of the camera.
Sorry,
wait, what? Is this the time? Is this the time we get news?
You're like,
is this the time? Just kidding.
That's gonna be
that's gonna be people.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a short reel.
Feel free to use this as your hook when you get here to watch it.
You guys are funny. Oh my gosh, the personality, love it. So yeah, I can see why they would want to. Why they might be a little upset if it's not
more so.
Yeah. So I guess we'll pivot into the wellness part, because we were kind of already talking about like the difficulty of managing a business on your own and expecting you to show up when you're also trying to run a business.
Yes.
There's so much to do to run a business, like unless you have the perfect team and all the delegation is covered and everyone's doing their jobs amazingly, like that's just not really realistic. So
do you know how many times Whitney showed up to a depot and they said, God, we wish Kamryn was here.
That's never happened. Actually, never happened.
Just kidding.
Never happened. You guys, I mean, they're
probably wait, so what was your question?
The question is,
when
it wasn't. I guess it wasn't really a question yet, but so the it's not easy to run a business and to get those systems and the processes streamlined enough so that everybody's like. Because like what I would do, even as an independent contractor, even as a small business owner when it's just myself, I wanted to hire someone to not just scope and proofread, but like to be like a super scopist, which I call a VTM.
Are you a depot reporter or a trial reporter?
I've done both.
Okay.
I worked in Supreme Court for 2 years, and that was too much.
Okay.
It was a little bit too rigid, like the 9 to 5.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, I liked that.
But even as just me, I don't even have a huge, I don't have a lot of my own clients or reporters working for me, because I didn't even get that far. But I still wanted to hire a transcript manager.
So what does a transcript
I never
manager
heard of
do?
that before.
So, and I talk a lot about it, because I felt like, wow, this really helped me a lot. So it was in 2018. And I hosted interviews in person and invited people to posted the job on Indeed, and it's basically like a project manager for a court reporter.
Oh, okay.
So the one to manage the deadline.
Oh, Whitney, I could use that, huh?
Because I always, I like to always just be. I just want to type and that's it.
That's what
Whitney used to say. I swear to God, every time Whitney got into court reporting first.
I just want to be a machine.
Whitney got into court reporting first. And then she got me into it. 2 years later, I was in junior college, and I wanted to be a special ed teacher. And then my sisters go to corporate school, and every time she's like, "I just like to type. I just want to jump right and type." She loved that. That's so funny. I've never met anyone else that said that.
No, I always. That's what I thought we were doing.
Me too. I get on this cool machine. I get to
I didn't know it was so important. This is gonna be the official record.
Then I gotta go home and do homework. Yeah. I did not like that part. Yes. So I know, and it's funny because I talk to a lot of court reporting schools. I'm always talking to court reporting schools, and students are always asking me, what's a tip that you can give us, or new reporters when we get out? And I'm like, time management. You're gonna love the machine and you do it, but you have homework. You go home and you have homework. Yeah. There's a lot to do when you get home. So some sort of. Yeah, if you could do this transcript project manager kind of thing. That'd be amazing. I don't know.
Cool.
I wish I
like
was around.
that.
But definitely using a scopus, using a proofreader, getting that help so you can kind of just focus on this and take as many jobs as you want and be like, I'm just on the record all day and I'm on my machine.
Yeah.
And then
I was lucky because Whitney went to school first and then passed, and then I got into it. So she was already like, if I came home and I wasn't on my machine practicing, she would like walk in the door and be like, Kamryn,
get your ass on.
Get your ass on the machine. No, you cannot have the TV on. Turn that off. Like she would, like she was my manager.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean it's important. That time management's so important. So if you can find people to help you, even if you don't own your own court reporting firm, but you're right, just being an independent contractor, and it's totally worth the money. You can take more jobs. Exactly. You have a peace of mind. A real. It's hard being a court reporter. There's a real. Different, like your work-life balance is really hard. I mean,
people think it sounds great to be like a freelancer, but actually, it actually sometimes for a lot of people, I think that structure or having like a certain time you have to be somewhere is actually easier. I think it is harder to be a freelancer and manage your time. I mean, I know it sounds great. It sounds like, you can manage your time, but nobody manages your time. It's harder than being
I
structured.
put my machine away and I'm like, oh my God, I have 3 transcripts due in 2 days, and it was just this feeling of.
And they should be taking like tequila shooters and like
legs up.
Because
can we invite me out? And
I said, Whitney, manage your time.
I don't have a job tomorrow.
I feel like I know.
Whitney, manage your time better.
Especially if you're an entrepreneur and you have all these creative things going on. Like I love to create content and do like the podcast.
Yeah. But then you have to go back into like your, scoping mode.
But when you get in scoping mode, it's so hard to get out of it because it's like it really like pulls you in.
Yeah. It's a complete change of of your mind, like what part of your brain you're part of your brain, and so it is really hard.
So now we're gonna let's talk about so we're talking about wellness and running a business effectively, and let's talk about the merger. Let's talk about the acquisition. Okay. So what now? The elephant in the room.
That was like a real jump. Like we went from like starting our business to like that was a real jump because there was a lot in between. But
there was a lot. I would love to know like if you have like a.
I will say that before we part, I will say we can jump to that, but we would be remiss if we did not talk about this one part of our business.
Please tell me.
So when we started, because our parents were so heavily involved. So I was 6 months pregnant. Whitney had a little boy. And they were like, let's start a business. And so when we started, my mom was like really, our whole lives were always known for her chocolate chip cookies, right? And so...
and by the way, she just gets the recipe off the back of the toll.
But she makes it phenomenally. Everybody's been requesting.
But everyone always goes, where's your mom get this recipe? And she's like, always like, I get off the back of the bag of the Full House chocolate chips, but nobody uses it.
But we'll bring them to you guys next time because there's a real, like, something about them. People, they love them.
They love my mom's
Remember when I worked at Nordstrom and the first time they had mom at our old apartment in Orange, I walk in, there's like a note, it says like, can you ask your mom to bring those cookies? Remember from our party from Nordstrom? They come so
thin and just like...
But you can taste like every ingredient. I know. Anyways, they're famous. So everybody's always asked my mom to make these cookies. So when we started our business, my mom and dad, like we're so close with our parents. Like we are so close with our parents. So when we started our business, my parents like, y'all, gung-ho, we'll do what we can. So my parents would follow us in our cars, like, to law firms in parking lots, and my mom would bake cookies. We needed
to go talk to law firms. We were
to market ourselves. Like we just started.
We're like, well, let's go get clients.
Yeah, but we had these babies. We had these babies, and then my parents would follow us. So my mom made like these cookies that she's famous for, and she put them in tins. So we'd park, and my mom would give us this little tin of cookies, and then they'd watch our kids in the car.
We needed someone to watch our little kids, like while we were talking to law firms.
And we're like, hi, we're KW. We just started this agency.
Dad would come and meet us in the parking lots.
Everywhere. They followed us everywhere.
Well, we went up to the law firms.
So then her son used to love to dress like Spider-Man. Like everywhere he went, they dressed like Spider-Man.
Lived in Spider-Man.
And so we're like, okay, Mom, Dad. When we went and brought these cookies, for the first time a firm said, come on in, come talk to the partner. We're like, oh my God, what do we say? We've never done it. We don't even know what to say. We're like, okay. So we like bring our cookies and we sit down with this partner. And he's like, so he's asking us these questions. Like we have no answers. So we're like, rates. I don't know. We've never done any of this.
To you.
Who scheduled these meetings?
We would just show up.
We would just show up. We would just knock on the door.
The partner would sit down.
No, it happened one time.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Everybody blew us off. And this one time,
we're like, you can't leave it with the receptionist. All right, well, you give them our information.
Yeah. We wrote our names like on note cards. Like we didn't even have business cards. And so then my mom would come with these cookies. And they're like, that's so nice. They come meet the partners. We're like, okay, this is a first. So we sit down. We're like, oh my God, what do we say? And we're sitting there, we see Whitney's son in his little Spider-Man costume running past his window. Yeah, and then my son is chasing him, and then my dad's chasing him. And this attorney goes, where did those kids just come from? And we go,
it was like, what?
We go, I don't know. That's weird.
Strange.
So we come out of the meeting and go, Dad, you cannot go run. You can't bring the kids.
The partners saw our kids running.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then they just followed us from LA, San Diego, Orange County. My parents did everything for us, and every time we got a new client, my mom baked cookies and they babysit our kids
in the parking lot. They watched their kids. We'd go up, back down. Okay, thanks, and then.
Was your mom in the legal industry as well?
No.
My dad was in the produce industry. He was a produce buyer.
International produce buyer.
So your mom it was just
our mom.
Your mother's love.
My mom was she always worked. She
always worked, but then she did take time off, and so she was helping us watch our kids at this time in our lives, and
And my dad really always wanted us to have our own business. I think he always wanted to have his own business.
Yeah,
he was never able to.
Had that entrepreneurial spirit.
My dad
was excited for us.
Yeah, my dad was our dad's 86. He's the baby of 5. So for our age, he's older for a dad. And I think that for him, we have so much of us in him. We can see ourselves. He's such a great salesperson. He's so personable. He's everything, he passed it on to us. I think my dad probably could have been a great businessman. I think he could have.
He always had these ideas.
But
he's so lovable.
But he grew up born in 1939 in Texas. The first Mexican family in this cul-de-sac. There's a petition to get them out. He came to California because he was a boxer. He was a Golden Gloves and state champion of Texas boxer. Came out to California at 19. Had kids at that age of 19, so I don't think my dad ever got to probably express that side of himself.
Yeah.
And I don't think he saw that we would ever do that. I remember when we were younger, he said one time, I can still remember this. I don't remember how old we were. And he said, my biggest regret is I gave you too much. Because now you guys have no drive. I remember him telling me that.
Oh, wow.
And, oh my God, that's probably true. I mean, I don't think we probably were real driven at the time. But we have a strong desire to make our dad happy. We have a strong desire to please my dad and my mom. So,
make them
Dad,
proud.
We will make you proud. You don't say that. We will
watch.
give you. You watch. Dad, we'll do it. I promise. So I think my dad didn't get to live that life he probably could have, but because of the times and where he was from, he didn't get to do it. But I think he probably would have been a very successful entrepreneur, or at least creative in some way. He just couldn't. He had to take care of kids and a family, and in Texas, in a town where they weren't welcome. So I don't think he got the opportunity. So I think with us now, when my parents see us, man, you can feel the pride when they see anything with us. They're just pride.
A business powered by.
Yeah. Just pure pride.
Parental love.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that. So, and then you guys were also, I remember the first time I reached out to you was because of a post that you posted about your business, and it had been featured on Forbes.
Yeah.
You got an award.
Yeah. We were the top fastest growing companies in America.
Wow. So do you want to share anything about that? Is that...
Well, I feel like we kind of touched upon it. I mean, we've grown very fast.
That was in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's we've been around for now almost 13 years, and we have grown,
exponentially. With
every year.
Didn't think that we could, we didn't expect what we grew.
Yeah, the way it happened was so organic, and so it's people ask us, and it's I think what we bring is just this kind of love for the profession, love for our reporters, love for our clients, and I think people can feel it, and we just grew very fast because of it, you know? And I feel like you hire us, you're going to be taken care of, you know? You're going to feel taken care of. Your case is going to feel taken care of. You're going to love us. You're going to love our reporters. You're going to love our calendar people. Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to make sure that this is a really good experience.
Because we love them. Yeah. Like, every single one of our clients, I go, we love. I mean, we have
so unique and
you have a specialization.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I would say now since then we bring up the merger or our acquisition with Veritext.
Wait. Actually, I have one.
Oh, should we take a break?
No, I had a question. Well, if you want to take a break, we can.
We don't need.
Okay, so I had a question about speaking of like taking care of court reporters, like that's one thing that like how do you make sure that court reporters feel not like a cog in a machine or cog in a wheel, but like that they feel taken care of, as you said?
Yeah, I mean,
it's a pretty simple answer. I actually think we're court reporters too.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, God, it's actually a pretty simple answer. We are court reporters too.
Yeah,
don't work for any other agency. See how many of them are owned by court reporters. They're not. So tell me, it's very simple. We feel you, we hear you, we see you, we understand you, we get the rates, we get your complaints, but now that we own an agency, we're also getting now the other side. So please, can we work together? I think probably the most simple way to answer that is we are court reporters ourselves.
Yeah. Because I wish that like I said, I wish I grew up in LA so I can, because I've worked for a lot of agencies, being in a little area in the northern, like above New York City. So it's not like I had enough work to work for one agency. I had so many different agencies, and some of them were owned by reporters, but I always wanted an agency that I could feel like, this is my partner. Like, this is my business. This is my agency. I'm going to get clients for them because we're a team. You know, that kind of feeling and that partnership and that transparency. I always looked for that. So
that was important to us. Yeah. And I think our reporters feel it because we're available and it's like, hey, you have a bad experience with a client, like, we're going to talk to that client, or we're just not going to work with that client anymore, you know? So we always have that perspective, and also working with them with their rates and kind of just like, we know how you feel, and I think reporters have felt it, but also we've always taken care of our reporters. Like, as far as, we probably do more events and get-togethers for reporters for like networking and get-togethers and dinners and parties and hosting town halls. And anytime we host an attorney event,
home and everything.
Yeah, we've gone to my home. We've done events at my home.
Yeah,
and the thing is,
real personal.
We'll have an attorney event, but every one of our court reporters is invited also. We don't separate
the attorney event.
It's like, hey, get to know the attorneys. Let the attorneys get to know you.
And they're equally as important. Like, we're not just going to cater and pay for these for attorneys and give them a special event. Our court reporters are equal. Like, they deserve the same thing, so we always combine.
But also, we like them to know each other. So it's like, we've got this client X over here. It's like, meet reporter B over here. Like, just go talk and meet. And so it's like, recognize each other. When you show up for a depo or a trial and go, I know you.
And it is fun when we have an event and you'll hear one of our court reporters go up to the attorney and go, what was with that witness yesterday? That's exactly what we want, so a personal relationship.
Yeah, so we really try to bridge this attorney versus reporter versus attorney. It's like, no, we're all on the same team. So we try, every event we do for attorneys, our court reporters are always invited. Always invited. We do a lot.
They're equally as important, if not. Well, to us, they're actually more important, but
I mean, it's better. It's like, it feels like there's this separation. I was just telling Sean that I feel like their content is like only focused on attorneys. It's like, well, if the court reporters feel like they don't exist or they're neglected and you're just only focused on attorneys, and it feels like you're embarrassed of the court reporters or you don't want to mix them together.
Yeah. No,
they're not like in a special extra like up. You know, we're all working together. Like you said, we're a team.
I think that's probably why our company became so successful as fast as it did. Is not only do we have that like fun relationship and personal with the clients, but we were really good at what we did. But we also did the same thing with our court reporters. Like, developed that relationship. We nurtured it. We loved them, and we actually used to, when we were smaller, we were able to match, like, oh, that court reporter would be great with that attorney, or that. Like, it was like more personal.
Each other.
We go, oh my God, that attorney's gonna love that court reporter. Oh, that one's gonna think he's so funny, and we would match it, and it was like this kind of like really nice, like symbiotic, like organic relationship,
like
how it should be.
Personality test.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
love
why
that.
our reporters loved our clients. Our clients loved our reporters, and it is harder when you get bigger. That's when you start. It is harder, but that's why we grew very quickly. I think
because we understood it. We understand relationships. We understand people, personalities, relationships. And we can meet somebody, I would say, probably like right away, like within minutes, and Whitney and I can match you up with somebody.
Yeah.
Whether as a reporter, attorney relationship, a friendship relationship, or a man. Whitney and I are pretty good, like when we meet people, right away being able to kind of distinguish that their character, who they are, or who they, blend with nicely. So I think we were always like really good at that. That's why we were kind of. No, they go, oh yeah, call KW. They're have you used her one of the reporters? And that attorney might not like that reporter, but we know that. Mm-hmm. That's why we put up about her, with that one.
Okay, so then going to the acquisition, maybe the growth of KW is what led to that. So talk about why Veritext. Like, how did you come to that decision?
Well, we both actually have worked for Veritext, and we both used to work for Veritext. My first agency I ever worked for, actually Whitney's first agency she ever worked for, and then she goes to court and I get hired, and we work for this woman, Jolene Stelden. My God, if you see this woman, she's like phenomenal. She's magnetic, and I loved her, and I worked for her. She sells to Veritext and brings me with her. And the years I worked with Veritext, I always loved working for them. And to this day, Jolene is still working with them, which says a lot. And for us, when we started getting approached about selling, we're getting approached by a lot of big corporate agencies. We wrote down like what our values were, what we wanted to like keep if we sell, and what do we want to, at least our legacy that we leave behind with the court reporters is that like we did what we could for you guys as much as we could. We took our agency as far as we could for you guys. And we felt like we left it in the hand of somebody that would be able to carry it on how we wanted it to be carried on. And I don't think we met with any agency that was able to offer that.
We've been approached for years by different agencies. We've always like, no, it's just not right. It's not right. And I do think in this new age, there's so many things going on. I'm sure all the reporters, you guys have all experienced. I mean, it's different. I think new technology coming out, and also I think like deferred payments and these things. That
we were always self-funded. We were self-funded. We didn't have like the backing of the capital. Like we couldn't offer these things that other people were coming in with.
Yeah, but I mean, so we were facing these new things, and so there's definitely like a shift in the industry. I mean, things are changing, and I think corporators need to know that things are changing, and we have to be ready. And so when we got approached this time, this was the first time we were like, God, I like this, because this agency, Veritext, they really actually care about court reporters. And it was like, oh my God, we have a further reach. We'll have more reporters. We can offer more to our clients in terms of technology.
Keep our agency, but
summaries and be able to log into a portal and get their calendars and old depots and summaries and things like that, and things that we weren't able to do at our size. And there's definitely other agencies, I think, that people don't realize. We didn't like what their future looks like, what they're going to do to the court reporting. To the court reporters,
we love the pressure. We did not go into it lightly. We did not go into it lightly, and we knew when we sold it was going to be a hit to court reporters. We knew it was going to feel like a betrayal, and so we did not make this decision lightly. It was like we went in and sat down with these agencies and who we felt was going to give us the same feel that we could, but just like back us and have the resources and actually love the profession
and preserve it, and I do think there's other agencies out there that are using court reporters' work product that are eventually wanting to replace us, and they're building their technology around the court reporters' work product. And I think that being court reporters and agency owners, we definitely have seen and heard and been able to have this other window into what's going on where maybe core reporters don't always see it. And so I think that's why reporters feel kind of so hurt. They don't understand it. We're like, you don't understand. Veritext, out of all the agencies, are in your best interest and all of our best interests. And I think there's other agencies that kind of have fooled reporters into thinking that they're doing good, but they're not.
And we hope over the years we've developed your guys' trust. And, a lot of people felt like we betrayed them. I go, you guys, I hope that you understand that
you know us well enough
genuine.
Now.
You know us well enough. I go, we did not leave you guys high and dry. Like we there was a careful consideration to this. Like we would never have done that to you. And I hope that, like we said, all the relationships we've grown, that people felt like they could trust us. Like we're not betraying you. We didn't go out and try to just make the most money we can and we're out.
Okay, you're on your own now.
We're still in it. We're still in the profession. We're still here fighting for it. And I hope that if anything, you guys can trust that we still have your best interest at heart. And the company we sold to, we felt was the best one that will preserve the industry. And I think that a lot of people who've, have had negative things to say or this backlash, and I like to, when I ask them if they'll write me something, I say, have you ever worked for them? Have you ever owned an agency? Do you know anybody in that company internally or, who, do you know? No. So I go, you're just making these assumptions based on what you've heard. Because I'm asking you 3 questions. Have you worked for them? Have you ever owned an agency? Do you know anybody in that company in the upper level that you could ask questions to? No. So then how do you judge? How do you say, they're coming down on us? Some of people, Whitney's getting death threats. Yeah. So, for the most part, it's been positive. For the most part,
most of our reporters that know us are supportive.
Has been
the ones
so
that are on the
supportive.
outside.
But then there's these randos, they're saying that. And what's so interesting is don't say anything until you've walked in our shoes. Till you've owned your own agency, till you've grown it, till you've self-funded, and till you've been, stiffed by attorneys who don't pay trial bills, and now you're coming out of pocket to pay these court reporters.
Make sure they're paid on time. It's
to try to keep up with these
deferred payments. Now these agencies are offering deferred payments. I mean,
which we don't. To us, it's against the code. I do not think it's ethical.
We don't believe in it, and it is against the code, and it's just.
And if anybody who's doing deferred payment is against the code.
We're losing clients because of it, and court reporters are not happy. We're doing this, but it's we can't compete against these agencies that are offering
but
this.
we don't stand with deferred pay. We don't stand that. So we went with an agency that's ethical. That's what we chose, and I don't understand why. For the most part, it's been good feedback actually.
Yeah.
But a couple random death threats. So they feel like we really betrayed them. I go, sit down with us. I go, ask us questions, ask them questions. I go, try to have you ever owned a business? Mm-hmm. Have you ever owned a business? Right.
So let's talk about the future of the industry, of the profession, because that is a core thing that I think a lot of court reporters are, I guess, quote unquote advocating for. NCRA is based on advocacy rather than supporting the reporters to actually build businesses or to I don't know. I don't want to say anything about that negatively, but in the sense of building up the profession, talk about how Veritext, how do you see Veritext doing that for the future of the profession versus others?
I think it's kind of come to an end for most people. Court reporter-owned agencies or self-funded companies to stay relevant in this industry. You just can't, especially with the deferred payment and the. I really don't know. I guess if you want to stay at that kind of mid-level, you just have your clients and you work in that range. That's fine. But if you want to advocate for court reporters, you have to go bigger. You couldn't. We wanted to advocate for courts. We wanted to grow. We were at our limit, right? We couldn't keep growing. So how do we keep advocating for them and be there for them? We have to have a backing. We have to. And so if you go through the agencies, the corporate, the smaller ones, they're just not going to last. We cannot keep up with we can't keep up.
Well, like a lot of these bigger agencies now have the funding to be able to keep up with the technology and offer these firms like, hey, you use our court reporters and you get access to these things, and it's like that's what you need, and we couldn't offer that unless we raised serious capital and you know, it just, we couldn't do that. But now I feel like, hey, keep using court reporters, you're going to have all this access, you're going to get these things where, you know, other agencies and different things. I mean, I think reporters, we can be a little stuck in the times, you know, we just want things to be the way they used to be, but we can't. We have to be changing, we have to be evolving, and so work with agencies that are going to evolve with you and make sure you're protected and they're still using you, and they're still you're getting attorneys who still want to use court reporters because, hey, if I use a court reporter, I get this. I don't want to use, so their technology is not as good. So I think you need to kind of partner with people that are going to be able to stay up with the times. And I think like we kind of hit our point where, we can't keep up, and I don't want to do that to court reporters. I want court reporters to be able to keep growing and grow with the industry. And I think like Veritext can completely offer that. Like these reporters and our staff, our clients can grow in this industry, and we just couldn't grow anymore.
And part of like for us, we're still going to be part of the company. We're still KW. We're still here for clients, co-reporters, students. Come to us. Don't post stuff on social media. And I go, we're still here. Yeah. We're here to like answer questions, be there to support you.
Same staff, same reporters, same clients, everything. Just come to us. You know, we're still here.
So. Okay, so there's one rumor, a rumor that,
what do you do?
The one,
what did Kelly do?
It's probably true.
What do you think was the batsman?
Oh, not about you guys.
No, not in general, just in general. Who do you think is the batsman?
No,
obviously
the bad twin, is it you?
Kamryn.
Yeah,
for sure.
Was that obvious? Oh my god. Yeah, it's true.
So I'm right? Okay.
Yeah, 100% right.
That's hilarious. She seems like the goody two shoes.
It was a real goody and still goody.
Oh, she's like.
Except for that one weekend.
Okay, so people are saying that Veritext is basically, I don't know if this is true.
Yes.
You probably, I mean, everyone's heard about it probably, but about how they're pushing
digital.
They're not.
Oh my god, it's so crazy.
To increase the profit margin.
No. The thing is, digital's cost just as much. It's like they have to send it digital, then they have to send it to a court reporter.
Right?
So
they're not saving money on using digital.
The thing is, I don't know. There is a real court reporter shortage, and if anyone denies it, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, we had everybody like thought we were lying. Well, there is a court reporter. There's
court reporters hold the power right now because there's just not enough. So they're just like, well, this is last minute because it's 2:00 and it's for tomorrow. I'm going to charge a $500 last minute fee. Oh, it's in person on top of it. Throw in another $300. I'll show up in person. I mean, it's real. We don't have the power. Court reporters have all the power. There is a shortage. Now, a company like Veritext, I know they're bigger, so it's like everyone, we all like big bad corporate. We don't like corporate. But a big company has to keep the industry going. I mean, these law firms, just like during COVID, it was like during COVID, we were like, wait, we can't just let the industry die. Like cases still have to go on, and so we figured out how do we help our clients do remote depots, and how do we swear them in remotely? How do we now do remote?
It's kind of how we ended up growing because we're the first company to start.
Yeah, and I feel like we experienced the change, and so now it's like Veritext and other bigger agencies are experiencing, hey, there's just not enough court reporters, but we can't just tell attorneys, your case cannot be heard, or you can't have a depot.
And they come to us and we go, we don't have anyone either. I mean,
we have a reporter in 1 month for you that can show up in person at this time in this area. So it is a big company that needs to find a solution to some depots and things where they just have to have this, they can't stop justice. They can't stop this.
And I think the wording is wrong. I don't think they're pushing digital.
They're not. That's what everybody says.
They're not pushing digital. It's a solution to if you own a company, winning that mother, you have to come up with solutions.
And so you look like the bad guy because you're like, I have to come up with a solution, and you guys are gonna like to hear, but we can't. can't let our clients down, and so they're letting.
It goes steno first, then voice writers, then digital. And digital, they'll send like maybe work comp dev, but they're not trying to send them to like high end like.
And I'm telling you, after now talking to them, we've talked to so many of their salespeople. They're like, nobody wants to send a digital. It is like all we have available. We have 100 depots tomorrow. These ones are work comp and it's legal. We can send digitals and free up our steno reporters for these, but it is not easy for them. And so I think the first thing we saw when we announced was like, they want digital. We're like, if you guys only knew, nobody wants to do digital.
Whitney and I are very good friends. With some of the sales reps, actually, they used to call us because they had like good clients, and we were good friends with their sales rep, and they'd say, listen, we don't have any, there's digital, and they do not want digital.
We do
have somebody who said to us, we'll compensate. I mean, nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. It was
it's
just
a solution.
Desperation.
And they are so big that, of course, they look like they are using the most digital because they have the most client.
They're not promoting it.
Okay,
nobody wants to use them.
I feel like it's true that, and I recently saw a post on LinkedIn that I almost commented on to ask, like, well, what is the, like, where are the numbers, where are the statistics? And then I was like, wait, let me just do some research and find out myself what are the statistics about the shortage and the dropping rates and numbers. So it is true. I verified that it is true.
Yeah.
There actually is a shortage, and I think I just remember the number 7. I'll verify and record it later and insert it. But I remember the number like 74% drop in, I think, stenographic court reporters. The NCRA published that.
I thought it was like 80%. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like 23,000 court reporters in the, I don't know if it's the world, the country.
Yeah. The pass rate here in California now for the CSR is in single digits. It is, and so everybody is like, we have got 2 reporters out of the CSR test, and we're all competing for this like 2 reporters.
And then they promoting digital. Go, there's no other option.
And they have to. I mean, I think that it's like, we'll probably get beat up for this, but if we grew to that size, we couldn't let a portion of our clients just like not just say, you can't carry on with your litigation. Sorry, there's no discovery this month. We have no reports.
But the thing is, it would trickle down to us. Like they would call us. They would go, we really want a steno report, and then they would call and say, Veritext can only send a digital, and it's like 5 o'clock the night before. We go, okay, we'll try, and then we don't have it. So now you're like in a blast, but we can't cover it either. I go, but we will use digital, but we can't cover it.
So we just lost that client, and we can't cover that client. So yeah, I think there's just this idea of. That they're promoting digital, but they're not saving money because they still they have to pay the digital reporter who does cost less. But then they send that to a court reporter to then transcribe, who's charging their rates, and then it's like
a court reporter.
Yeah, they're using a licensed reporter to then it's like it's the whole thing. So it's like you're not saving any money at all by the time this transcript gets done and gets transcribed.
It's not.
It costs the same amount, so nobody's saving money by using digital. And they're losing clients. Veritext loses clients every time they send the digital. So trust me, they're not wanting to. They're not pushing it. It's like a necessity. So
I guess we hope if we leave this that since we've sold, we've gotten. For the most part, it's been positive, but we have gotten some negativity. I would say, I hope we leave here today with you guys understanding that we should all really be a little more compassionate, a little more understanding, and I do not think that until you've walked in our shoes, until you've owned an agency, until you've had attorneys not pay you for a trial, another agency stealing your clients
for multiple clients who owe
money, and our court reporter never turning in never turning the transcript.
And chasing them, having to go to the CSR board, and 2 months go by, and they finally turn in their file, and you lose a client.
The hardest part is being attacked
every day. You're
you guys go try starting an agency. You go deal with the attorneys. You go deal with the court reporters. Listen, we love this industry. That's how we were able to stay in business for so long. But if you have to badmouth this, when you've never even started an agency, you've never worked for Veritext, you've never started an agency, you've never done what we have done.
File small claims, go collect for a client that owes you $40,000 on a trial. There's so many things that reporters have no idea what it's like.
Whitney and I, even starting in the beginning, we would join like networking events. We didn't know. Now, we're not shy people, but yet we didn't know anybody. It was until we would sign up for networking events and we'd show up for these attorneys. We'd stand there and go, hi, I'm Karen, I'm Whitney. I look back and go, it was almost like we were like little kids. We'd walk in and go, who's cool? Who should we talk to? We were so nervous. So maybe like made these like fake cards, and I remember we got the so the appeal box was actually just that because we didn't want to say we didn't have an office. And we had an office that was so small. First office, it was like $350 a month, and only one of us could sit in at a time. The other one had to sit on the floor. And we kept growing, and we didn't give up. We kept pushing. We love the profession. We love you guys. We love court reporters. We've done our research. We know what we're talking about, and we're still here to support you. We're still here for you. We've not betrayed you. We're still here for you, and I hope you guys at least walk away knowing that for us, we made the best decision for you all, for us, for our families,
and for our staff,
and for our staff,
clients,
and for our clients. So I hope people can understand that it wasn't a decision made lightly, that we worked our butts off to get here, and we had a lot of fun doing it, and
I feel like we're ready to pass the baton who can take it now to the next level.
And we're still here.
How long did it take you to make the decision?
Well, God, it took a while.
2 years.
Yeah, I mean, we've been approached for a long time for a lot of different agencies, and we kept saying no, and this now. Yeah, I mean, they approached us and we talked, and just making sure that our clients, our reporters, our staff, everybody was being taken care of.
They were the only agent that would take all of our staff too.
Yeah, and so that was like
let everybody else go. But
so this was like, okay, we felt good about this. Everyone was going to be taken care of, and that was
we wanted to walk away with us.
So for other firm owners who may be considering acquisition with the big boxes, or I don't want to say big boxes, but like the bigger.
Yeah, that's what they all call big box.
Where did that even come from? Is it
just big corporate company? Big box. Everyone calls them on the forums the big box.
I only heard it in the court reporting.
Facebook post. Everyone was like the big box.
Big boxes. It's kind of got like this negative connotation.
Yeah, it has like the negative connotation, but corporate. I think
corporate does.
Corporate always does. I mean,
the big boxes. Okay, so if someone else is considering it, like what factors would you tell them to consider to make sure that they don't just rush into a decision like because of maybe emotions or
starting a business or selling it,
like
selling
being
it,
acquired,
being acquired, I mean talking to them about,
walk away feeling good about it.
Yeah, it's like we have people that were like just wanted to basically get us out of the way and were offering us money to just kind of like that's how your clients to get out. It's like, well, what about our staff? What about our report? Like, what does this mean? So for us, I don't know. It was I guess we built like a family business. So for us, it was like making sure our staff, like who was like our family, are taken care of. Make sure your reporters, it's like the same rates. Are we all be taken care of? Are they getting work? These are all. I don't want to just sell and now all our reporters get second off. Like I want them to still be priority and all of our attorneys to get the same service. So. Just talking to them about what this means for your staff or your reporters, like.
For us, can we walk away feeling happy?
Yeah, feeling
and
good.
When we left the industry, what we left for our staff, what we left with our client, and we walked away going. We walked away going. Everybody was taken care of.
Our staff, our reporters, there's no change, and that was like, we didn't want to disrupt anybody's life or livelihood, and. Nobody's livelihood was messed with, and so we feel really good about it.
If you're thinking about selling, if we look back in a year, would we be happy? Would they go, hell yeah, we'd be happy. We left everybody with a better future, a bigger company to grow from.
In fact, our staff now has more movement for growth. We couldn't offer that.
So there are companies that are these accusations that Veritext is taking. Are there companies that you would say probably you feel like they actually are pushing digitals or trying to replace us with AI?
100%.
Oh yes,
there's definitely agencies out there that are just looking to profit, and it's like they're using. I feel like every reporters know there's agencies out there that are using their work products and to advance their own technology to eventually replace court reporters, and I feel like
And
Veritext is definitely not.
You would never do that to our profession.
We've been reporters for 20 years.
We would never do that. But we actually know, we know this for a fact.
Yeah, there are agencies out there that are using that technology and the reporters' work product to advance their own technology to eventually replace it with AI and things like that.
And then not deal with corporate.
And not deal with all the corporators. And so, we feel really good now who we sold to, because we're like, our reporters are taken care of. Nobody's trying to replace you. In fact, they're just trying to make you better and your job better and easier and more desirable. You want attorneys to still want court reporters. And so I think that technology is only going to make court reporting better and their work product better and more efficient, where there's other agencies out there that aren't looking to do that, they're looking to replace. And so I think that anybody that's looking to sell, be really careful about what they plan on doing with your attorneys, or with your reporters and their work product. You know, ask all the questions.
So just to address what Twinadoes published about this situation.
About our situation?
Yes, there was a blog post about KW being acquired by Veritext, and the argument was that...
Did you see this?
I don't think so. There's so many posts that we haven't seen.
I mean, it wasn't anything like terrible. It was just like, this is what's happening. And the author of Twinadoes said that he commented on your post, or your comment about the post that everyone was arguing about.
Oh yeah, then I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about now.
So he said that. So his argument is that you wait
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
6
Then
months.
12 months, 18 months, everything seems great, and then then it starts. So why that?
I don't know.
Well, we will. I actually marked that. I go, we will check back in 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, the first agency we ever worked for, we were telling you when she called, she left her court and said, hey, my twin, she's a court reporter, so I go work for her. When I started working for Veritext, like 15, 17 years ago, she was acquired by Veritext. So she brought me with her. So I worked with them. So it's not like I don't have experience. I worked for them for like 4 or 5 years. And to this day, the woman who sold that agency, who's like our idol, and she's just like, she's our mentor, and she's amazing. She's still with them, and she still advocates for them, still loves them. And to me, I always respected her, and I loved her, and we love her. Her name is Judy
From
Veritext. But she
used her own agency.
She's still Stelding. Oh my god, yeah, she's magnetic. She's magnetic.
I know Jane.
When she sold, and so when I see her like now 15 years later, and she's still with Veritext, she still promotes them, and she still advocates for them, and she still does sales for them. I go, that must be volume, because Jolene was like us, like a real court reporter kind of person, small agency.
She started them?
Yeah, she
had her own agency. She was a court reporter. In fact, I met her in court. We were both reporting on separate matters. And then I started working for her agency soon after that. And so,
oh my god! And this woman is like, she's unbelievable. She's like real magnetic. She's just a really. She went to Whitney in court and got her to work for her, right? Mm-hmm. And then Whitney goes to court.
Yeah, and then like, are you a reporter?
Yeah. She was so sad when Whitney left for court, and then they go, "Hi, I'm Whitney's twin sister." It's like Whitney has twins, and I had. And then I worked for her, and I love working for her. I mean, she's just amazing. And then she sold to Veritext and brought me with her, and then I was freelancing with Veritext. But to this day, like 15 years later, she's still there, and she's still happy. She still loves the company. That's these volumes. I go, that's like, I go, that was my idol. That was who I mirrored my career off of, and she is so happy with them. I go, Mom, I love that. I love that, and I actually have somebody that I can talk to about it, and.
I guess it's definitely like, it's reassuring to see that, because I work with a lot of smaller agencies that are run by court reporters and haven't been acquired yet, but I've noticed that some of the jobs that they cover, that I don't know that it's actually a Veritext job, but it turns out to be like some of the best jobs. Yeah. And so that's, that I was like, okay, maybe, these rumors are, I don't know. I don't know. I can't assume.
I would say just give it a try. Don't knock it till you try it. If you're basing whatever you think about them off of what you've heard and you've never actually tried it, then I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, get out of here.
Yeah.
At least try it. So you've actually been screwed or been then come to me. But if you haven't, you're going to saying,
I worked
get
for
out of here.
Veritext as a deputy reporter, and then when I got laid off in court, I started working for Veritext doing trials and motions for them. And I swear, they were just I loved working for them. I was like, I knew who my calendar person was. I knew when I was getting paid. I got paid the rates that I wanted. And I go, why is everyone always not this Veritext? I'm like, I'm getting consistent, good work and consistent pay. Yeah, and I think they just, everyone wants to
everything's more streamlined. I mean, I see it like.
Thank you, it's more streamlined.
It's more streamlined. I can log in, I can see my calendar, I can see my jobs, past jobs, payday, all these things. And I'm like, I mean, it's not family owned, but you are getting a very good run company, and you're getting paid when you want, how much you want. There's full transparency. So I just think because it's just corporate. People don't like corporate, It's like,
can we turn it now on you and ask you questions?
Sure.
Okay. How long have you been court reporting?
Okay, so I graduated from NYCI in 2016. It only took me 13 months.
Ooh,
I graduated
one of those.
Yeah. I was focused.
Okay, so you're center reporter.
Yes.
Not boys.
Wait, no. So do you have what's equivalent like a CSR?
Like a state tax?
Yeah.
So,
I heard yours does not have that.
I didn't know. I had a whole episode.
I heard that yours does not.
I had a whole episode like a couple weeks ago about the systemic issue, and I was actually thinking like, why am I having to study for a notary test? Like I had to spend all this time.
It
has nothing to do with what we do. So I started looking into it to see like, is this really like necessary? And in California, they don't do. I mean, that's not required because it's already. You guys have like a specialized test called the CSR that certifies and makes sure court reporters are actually prepared. Which Ali Hall recently posted about how that's been a bit of a barrier to some people of entry. But I mean, anyway, that's because my episode was like praising California for having these high standards. Whereas in New York, we're over here like, in New York, it's like, we don't know.
And then how did you get into it? What was your...
So I was, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I was in college, and I took a year off because I was like, let me just like figure myself out. And I started working at a tech startup in Manhattan, and someone just randomly said, I don't even remember who, but someone was like, you type so fast, maybe you should look into court reporting. And at the time I thought it sounded boring, so I was like, I'm not going to look into that.
Little did you know.
And then later on when I was like, what career do I want? Like I want to really be all in on something. So I Googled like, what are the most top lucrative careers where you don't need a bachelor's, because I didn't want to finish my bachelor's. And then court reporting was on the top of the list, and I read through the description, and it seemed like everything matched up. The flexibility, the fact that pianists are good at it. I played piano from age 5.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I'm doing this.
I'm made for this.
I signed up right away. I'm an indecisive person, but that was like the most decisive I've ever been.
Nice. Sounds like very much like Whitney's path.
I do wish that court reporting was more known, because I didn't know about it as a career.
Isn't that weird?
It's an unknown sort of niche.
Such a good career. Yeah. It's so niche. Like you tell people, and they're like,
"Oh, what?
I guess I've seen them on
TV.
What are these?" Yeah, but I'm like, God, if people knew, it's such a good career.
And when it comes to what you were talking about with the digitals helping out with, filling the gap, I wonder what your thoughts are on this, because digitals, it seems like even companies like Veritext are not necessarily like forward, all digital, like they much prefer an actual stenographer. But if the shortage continues the way that it's dropping, then wouldn't it make sense to just train the new generation if they're not going to continue with stenography, which I don't know if that's true. Maybe it is.
Who's they? Who's they?
Like, who's they? Who is they?
Do you mean like in general? You mean
us,
okay.
Maybe like certified stenographers who are experts at making the record. What if like we created a program to help the digitals become, like, because it's about the expertise.
I like where we're headed right now. I like what you're thinking.
Now you're talking like a real entrepreneur.
Now that's real entrepreneur. That's very creative,
and I think that's where court reporters get stuck, because they just are kind of stuck.
You have to do this way, or
no, we got to do it this way. It's like, well, what if we figured out a way we used our skill and like improved it with technology? Like we have.
But let's be honest. There's not people go to school for this anymore. I mean, we
have to
there's not. We have to evolve because there's not. Because I think when people think of court reporting, the first question I get asked is always like, they still use that? Right? And people are like so shocked that it's so antiquated that we still use this. I go, they do. So, and then we take why they still use this is the human element. Mm-hmm. And then what we don't need from it, which is now there's this technology. Now how do we combine the two?
Yeah, so I feel like with the digital, if, let's say the AI is able to capture 95, I don't know, I mean, it sounds like it's getting pretty good, but let's say it's able to capture 95%, and then there's a human that's trained to bring it from the rough draft all the way to completion, and if they're not typing the entire time, they have that time to watch and change things as it's going in real time. Yeah. So then if that were the case, then digitals would be making the same amount as stenographers because they're guarding the record.
They're still guarding the record. I think that the issue with the court reports is they don't feel like they're guarding the record like we are. They're not taking this seriously as we are because they don't have that oath of the schooling from it. Right. What if we pass on like, hey, you're gonna have the weight of carrying this oath as well, so you better know this. And what if there's a state test that like show to prove to everybody that you also have what it takes to give a good record. It may not be the schooling we all went to. It may not be as obviously we have like pride in that. Like our school,
what's school?
But court reporting school, like steno school,
there's college.
But then maybe we can give them and that's like the way that we carry is like that we went to this school that's very like specialized. It's like very niche. It's like you said, like almost 90% dropout rate.
Yeah, same. Imagine
we give that to somebody else because I don't think there's going to be many more people going to school for this.
Because if the AI is able to do it as accurately as we are, I hate to say that. I mean, please forgive me.
Yeah, make sure you completely cut out this half of it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if we want to go into this right now. Honestly, I was like, we're gonna get bashed right now.
We're not trying to get.
They're gonna be like, they ended it with talking about trying to promote digitals.
But I've already posted.
Yeah, I know, but that's like once we talk about this, I was just say cut that. We don't want to be part of that.
Okay, so
only just because we know we're just like we're just trying to get over death threats from let's not this.
Hey, digital has a future. We will be like.
They're like Veritext will. How dare you go on that podcast and
So, but imagine like if I can cut anything out. Like So imagine like because all that time we spend studying for the notary or focusing on like how the trade of actually writing, all the time that we spend doing that. There's so much more to learn about.
Maybe if the core reporters, like retired stenographers, can like do like a mentor somebody and take them under their wing and show them the importance and of the record.
And then they wouldn't have to like pay transcriptionists and have it go through different people, but like that one person could be like.
Well, but it would still have to be transcribed. Yeah. So no matter what, even if you have someone recording and monitoring. Let's say the AI taking down the record, someone still has to be reading going, no, AI just messed up. Like it missed this. And you would have, but then in the end, you still would need a scopist or someone that's trained to be able to listen to it and get it and make sure anything that's like that's supposed to be sealed or that's in chambers or a sidebar. I mean, there's still so much that
there's so many little things
that a digital or whoever would need
I would say
this marks is confidential. This is not. There's, like
marking,
like all the little things.
I don't know.
It'd be hard. I don't know how we can't. We've talked about it, and we don't know how you take the human element out of court reporting.
I don't know how you do it. Not yet, at least, but.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not advocating at all for anyone taking the human out of it. I just think that's so important. Like, that's, like, the more important thing than, the method or whatever. But, But, like, the person being able to gain that insight or that natural ability to put together a transcript, the final
Yeah.
Just a thought. I don't know. I think about that a lot.
I think it's a great thought. It's
maybe it's because I'm a New York reporter where they.
I don't know. I like the way your mind works. I like the way your mind works. Very creative. Yeah.
Okay. So anything else that you want to address? Any other rumors? Any other?
Whitney is not that bad. Is that the rumor? Oh, don't you? Oh, no.
I think it's the other way around. And yes, she is that bad.
Okay. Let's just address the rumors. Whitney is not that bad as they say. Yeah, she's okay. Yeah, just kidding.
I don't think think there's any
I've never
other.
heard anything like that.
I don't think there's any rumors. I mean, I'm glad that we addressed, our partnership, and I hope that people can look at it in a different way and understand it and appreciate it and
be more open-minded.
Be just open-minded, and I hope they can see the positive. We could only take this so far, and hopefully they realize that a company that has that kind of backing with the money and the technology are going to be able to support reporters and
the
staff.
way that we didn't just make, a lot of people think we made the best decision for us.
Yeah.
We cashed out and I know that. I don't think we addressed that, but I think that a lot of people think that Whitney and I.
They just cashed out.
We
They just did what's best for them.
We did not just cash out. I hope people realize we didn't just take the best offer and cash out. Everything was with. It was hard. It was hard.
Decision.
Do you think we wanted to give up our company? Do you think we would ever want us to give up our company?
We love having our business. In fact, it's like our identity. It's who we are. It's heartbreaking. And we've gotten to spend all this amazing time together. So making this decision was not easy. This wasn't just a cash out. So when we see things like, they cashed out. Look at, they used you. And I hope people at least can watch this and go, we didn't cash out. We didn't cash out on you guys, and we're still here for you. We're still here doing this podcast. We're still going to be fighting for you guys, with you guys, advocating for you guys. Please don't think that because we sold affairs that we cashed out or we did what was best for us. Of course, we do what is best for our families and our kids and stuff like that. But we don't take away the fact that 20 years of our life has been dedicated to the core reporting profession and advocating for it. So flames,
we didn't just go, okay, we grew it, fighting, good luck, guys. Yeah. We didn't do that, okay? So we hope we're still here, we're still fighting for you, we're still advocating for you, we have stuff in the works, we're still here, and please don't discount us for we've disowned you guys or we've walked away from the profession. We have 100% made this decision with
everybody in mind.
Everybody in mind, with everybody's best interest in mind.
So you really put a lot of.
It wasn't easy. So it's hard to read what people wrote. Look at they used you guys here.
It was hard. The couple days after we announced to read what people were writing about us.
They used you. Now they're just gonna cash in.
We love this profession. I love.
It really is. People say when you have a business, it's like your baby. Actually, people just said that. It was just cute talk. I go, no, it feels like that. We grew it. We developed it. We nurtured it. We fostered it. And then it's almost like we're setting now we're empty nesters. It's not like. It was not easy to give up, and by the way, it's our lifestyle. All of our friends are attorneys. All of our travels are based on conferences or things we join. All of our best friends are core reporters. All of our events. It was like giving away part of your life and your heart and your soul. So when people say, they cashed out, look at they used you, and now they're cashed out, I go, we didn't use you guys. We didn't use you. We didn't cash out. We couldn't grow anymore, and we just made the best decision for all of you and for us.
Thank you so much for coming, Whitney and Kamryn,
and
sharing your perspectives and speaking on behalf of your company. And I hope that everybody has been able to gain a full understanding of that side of the story, their side of the story.
I hope so.
Thank you
for having us.
Thanks for having us. This was so great.
Great to meet you.